Greetings, Elliot again from the Goldworks here. This one should be interesting. This one, this one's going to be a little bit of a longer video, I think. These Celtic designs. Once you kind of have a system figured out, they're a little less complicated than they seem, kind of. Um, let's start by let's start with the hard part. Let's start with this Celtic weave and start to trace it out. You don't need to worry about, we're going to worry about the up and down and the overlap later on in this process. Now you could, do we want to offset this like this? Probably not. Oh, no, it's not that cooperative offsetting that. And you know what? Having a little bit of variance in thickness is not the end of the world with these. It kind of adds a little bit of charm, I'd say. So the general idea is that we're just going to take these curves and we're going to build some surfaces. Then we're going to either control points or k-jet at those surfaces. Actually, you know what? We are going to attempt something that I learned from one of my absolute favorite jewelry designers, CAD designers. His name's Momo, and he is the whiz times 1,000. He is. Sometimes I think I'm okay, pretty good, and then I watch one of his videos and I'm like, oh, I'm a total rookie. And he just has beautiful designs and is just a rad dude. Um, I think he's got some videos on YouTube. I think if you Google Matrix, he does a lot of Matrix Gold. You know, he's an official guy, so he's got to work with the most updated software. I'm not on Matrix Gold yet. I'm not entirely sold. I'm not against the parametric stuff. I feel like I know the way that I built, because obviously all this parametric stuff was before I started. And so it's not my natural inclination. Um, it can obviously be it can be plenty handy, you know, but I kind of use job bags. I use job bags to work sort of parametrically, where if I want to go back a step or two, you know, if you job bag things properly, you can very easily bring things back and forth. And obviously, it's not the same, but it sort of works in a similar manner. Um, okay, so I'm coming here. The goal of me drawing this out, always, anytime you're working with curve, least curves possible. You know, if you get a bunch of curves bunched up, you can delete an individual curve. You can go in and use fit or rebuild to add some curves, or take away some curves, obviously. Curve fit and curve rebuild. This is going to be pretty small. This is only 25. This is a 25 millimeter circle. So we don't want this stuff like razor thin. Um, okay. Right now this is continuous, but we do not want this continuous. We want to pick an easy area like this. You know, we want to pick an area like this where it's going to be really easy to blend this junction. And this makes life easier so that this is one piece, and we are going to need our really bright colors for this because we are really going to need to see what's going on. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go like this. anything that we're doing here, we can incorporate into the model later. And in fact, we want to start here because, oops, oh, this is not my most shining moment. What am I doing here? Whenever I watch other people design stuff on Matrix, I'm always like, you could have done that in like 5 less clicks. And then here I am doing the same thing. Well, sometimes you're 1 click in and it's too late. So you're like, oh, screw it. I'll just keep clicking. All right. Let's try something. Let's sweep this. Oops, oops, oops. Get rid of these seams. Let's sweep this. Add slash. Oh my goodness. I swept for way longer than I care to admit before I knew about add slash. And when I found out about it, I was just like, why did I not know this on the first day? That was a because I thought and that was before I used sweep for everything. Let's huh. Oops, oops, oops. No, we don't want that. Let's not tempt fate. I don't usually mess with that. Oh, preview. There we go. Okay. Let's reset the views. Reset views. Let's move this into the middle. Let's turn the control points on this. Okay. I'm going to channel my inner Momo here and let's rebuild the surface. Okay. Nice. Very nice. So what I would before I knew this method, what I would probably do is just play around with the curves, and because what I'm getting to is I'm getting to a point where we can start to drag this over under. That's the key to a Celtic band where we need our over under, and um, you can do that with the curves. That's no problem, but I can see the benefit of doing it with the surfaces is that you can see what you're doing a little bit more clearly. Um, oh man, there were these functions where you could select all of these in a row, select UV, and I had them up here and I got rid of them. That's okay. We're probably not going to need them for this model. I'm like digressing pretty hard here, so that's okay. Let's explode this guy. I like to explode it because I want to make sure that this is one piece. Sweep. Okay, let's rebuild. Let's take this down even a little more. 12. Yep, excellent. Let's try something. Let's try planar. Let's see if we rebuild this. What is it? Oh, yeah, that's a mess. Cat planar. Okay. Fun to try sometimes. Sweep and rebuild. Okay, let's save all these curves. We have all these curves saved. Let's delete the curves. Let's make these nice and bright colors. Okay. I will try to do this as quickly as I can. Let's see if we can find this. Toolbars. Macro library. No, no, no. Tools, workspace editor. There we go. Okay, SELUV, UV, select UV. There we go. There we go. Select V, select U. Oh, beauty. Okay, so I'm going to come in here to my toolbar and I'm just going to slap this in there and slap that in there. Select UV. Let's try that. Let's just throw this in there. Um, there was probably another one, but I think those. If you don't know about this beautiful area of Rhino, this is this is where the magic truly happens. All the functions are there. And look, it took me 2 seconds to grab this. So check this out. Select V, and I pressed enter. Okay, now select U. Select U, this one, enter, and it selects all of that. Oh my goodness, what a dream. Momo, you're a genius. Thank you. Okay, before we get into that, we're going to save all these surfaces. All right. Hide this. It's over under time. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Not cheat. I'm going to make my life a little easier. Let's go like this. You can split a picture frame. It's just a surface. It ain't nothing special. Okay. As of right now, we're not too worried about making it flawless. We're gonna get the transitions a little nicer as we go. Right now, we just want to make sure so there's an over, under, over, under, over. Okay, let's grab all those and just lift them up a little bit. Okay, and then we obviously know our unders. Oops. Under, down. I'm kind of like half mil up, half mil down, kind of make it even a little bit. And then we forgot an over right here. Okay, so we'll start with that one. And then let's do the red. And so we're under, over, under, over. Okay, so let's go under. And we're under, we're over, we're under. A little bit more over, over. And this one's interesting. This one's curved enough so that this side is under and that side is over. And this one's sweet. Oh yeah, this is some. What's that guy that builds those stairs that go to nowhere? This is one of those. Esh. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try because I do not remember. But I had one of his books as a kid. It was super cool. Okay, now let's play around with our. Oh, don't want to forget that little guy. I'm curious why these control points aren't showing up. Super great. That one's under. Actually, let's lock those and then let's grab it from the top. Let's make this another color. Under. over, under, over. Okay. We got one little melt. Oh, okay, that's because we need to do this one still. Okay, so now even though this still goes over, lift it. You still want it kind of lifted over. You want a fairly dramatic up and then down. Also, this is a little bit tight in here, so I'm going to rebuild this with some more points in the U direction. There we go. So I've got over, and then I need to sneak underneath this blue. Go a little bit down. And then I think I need more, even more here. Oops, no, don't want that. Over. And then, oh, am I messed up? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I goofed up. Let's go back a step or two. Actually, let's try to twist this. Let's see what happens. Nice. Oh, very nice. I should be playing with that a little bit more. Um, how we doing here? Under. And there, I think, is my mistake because that under. I'm following this here. I guess I should show where I'm following rather than just saying under, over, under, over. Okay, so we're good here. We're good here. Okay. And then this is underneath, and there we are. And then this is mixed up here. Beauty. That looks like a bunch of flippy floppy spaghetti right now. That's okay. This is a really complicated area in here. So let's try to, oh, I got my layers locked here. Let's unlock those. Let's try to clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna use that angle function to my favor. So I need a couple more points on this to get it a little bit closer. Oh, there's 18 already? Is that right? 20? Oh, okay. So there we Oh yeah, I got lots of room there. There we go. There we go. Oh, that is beautiful. This is like the most badass Hot Wheels set ever, just like a little car going down the track. That would be awesome. Oh, look at this mess we got here. That's interesting. That's got a curvature that I don't think I love or isn't gonna. Oh, look at this. Okay, see what happened here is I got three selected and left that one hanging. At this stage of the game, we definitely want them kind of all the same. Let's see how thick these are. Measure distance here to here. Oh, 0.4. That's thin, but that's all right. We're all right. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so back, okay, so instead of using this method where I'm manipulating these surfaces, sorry, a couple more tweaks here. So I'm also looking for anywhere where the overlap is like really close together. Trying to see if there's any weird curves in any of them. Okay, back to what I was saying. Before before I ever messed around with these surfaces like this is what it used to look like, where I would just have these curves and then I would have the points and edit them up and down. And yeah, I can see the benefit because that's definitely harder to see. Obviously, if they're different colors, it's going to be better. But um, now oh, sorry, I'm going to go back to this. What we could do here is we could sweep, make a profile. I'm just gonna like, I'm just gonna grab these and go like this and sweep like this. And that gives us a nice rounded profile to work with. And that's how I would do it before. But now let's try to do it the Momo way here. Um, and that would be to use these functions here, where we're gonna select V, this and this, enter, select U. Okay, sorry, select U. I got to get my directions memorized here. There we go. Select U. Okay. So you select your 2 points and then you press enter and it'll select them all the way down. Look at that. Look at that. That's a thing of beauty. That is a thing of beauty. Just genius. I'm not using this as much as I should. Okay. This and this and this. Control points on this and this and this. Can I? Oh, there isn't any left. I was gonna ask if I was gonna. Can I get greedy and do multiples? But I'm at the last one already, so Now I can come in here and I can see how that affected some of the overlaps. Make sure that they're not touching each other so that they look nice and crisp. Very cool. Now, what we're going to do here is quite simple. We are going to create curves, duplicate border. I always say dupe edge, but dupe edge is singular, dupe border is the whole thing. And check this. We're going to just extrude that sucker straight down. Because these are not even close to planar, they're not going to create a planar surface for us, which is honestly better. And then we can join these guys, and then we can split them at the bottom, and now we can cap. And that is giving us something that looks pretty good. We don't need any of those curves anymore. Now, the method to the madness. Let's put these on brighter colors here. This gap. Here is the reason for this gap. You cannot extrude this down. If this is one curve, it's going to get real confused in this area here. So that's why you leave this gap open. And honestly, most of the time, these are going to be really close. And what can I do here? I could. I maybe should have looked at those a little bit closer before I did all this. But I'm just going to cheat. I'm just going to grab a control point. Yeah, see, that barely moved it. Oops. So I'm just going to grab the closest cage edit point and just up that just a hair. Yeah. And then what you can do here is you can make the gap between them bigger. Man, okay, I'm so curious. I'm so curious what you're thinking right now when you're looking at this, going like, what is going on? What do I do next? I'm so confused. Okay, what we want to do now, super duper important. Okay, so the goal, what we're trying to get to is we want to get to the point where we duplicate this open border. We're going to go blend. We're going to go here to here, here to here, sweep this. Oh, what is it? Come on, what is going on here? Sweep you and you. Oh, do not simplify. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have messed with something in my sweep. Sweep here and here. Okay, do not simplify. Maintain height. Preview. What is going on down here? What kind of crazy business is this? Preview? Nope, that ain't right. Never fails. Never fails. This is like a grade 1 sweep. And of course, when somebody's watching and I'm trying to make a video, it's like, no, make me look like a dummy. Wow. Okay, that's okay. Now, I'm getting totally sidetracked here. Um, okay, we want to sweep those, and then that gives us this continuous shape. But we don't want to do that yet because these are two weird intermingled shapes. And if we join this, then we've got this weird thing where we've got parts inside of parts, and it's an enigma. It's a Mobius circle sphere. It's a Mobius loop. Mobius loop. So what we want to do, let's object check these guys. They passed. All good. And we want to Boolean union these two. Okay, they're kind of planar on the bottom. So I'm gonna split this. There we go. Okay. So now I'm gonna cut these. Maybe the fact that the bottom wasn't flat, maybe that's my problem. Now I can cut these flat and get rid of these curves. I can delete those, come back to blend here and here. Okay, let's duplicate, sweep. The most simple, basic, grade 1 sweep in the world. Are you going to cooperate? Going to make me look stupid in front of the 10 people who are watching this? Cross-section curves preview. There, okay, we're good. One more try. One more try. You know, I tempted fate. I never mess. I've got my sweep set up and I never mess with it. Maintain height. Preview. There we go. That looks better. Oh, I've been doing this for 15 years. And yes, you still get stupid little things getting you hung up and going like, this should be easy. Nope. But it's good to know some of the brute force fixes where if it's not going to cooperate, you are gonna win. You are gonna beat it into submission one way or another. And that's why it's important to learn all these manual, working manually, working with curves, breaking things down to their simplest functions rather than working with all these fancy builders that are trying to do things automatically for you. They're great, and if you're using them in conjunction with your work, great. But if you're relying on them and something goes wrong, um, it can be hard to fix stuff. So that was, I'm going to group this real quick. That was a lot of monkeying around for one small element of this project. So this S is already scaled up to the right size. And as you can see, the rest of it is fairly straightforward, which is why I wanted to get this done and over with. Um, oh, Okay, I can make that green one bigger. I want it. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay. What I'm going to do is let's start tracing this shape here. This is interesting. Oh, okay. I drew this manually, and the other picture that I was referencing, um, that was like a proper Celtic reference picture. So that one was right, and my basic sketch here is going to have plenty of little mistakes, but it has the changes that I made to it. How are we doing? 35 minutes? We're all right. Just put it on double speed. I watch everything on double speed. You know, I don't think I'm talking too fast for that. I wish there was a quadruple speed sometimes. I honestly do my best to make the video as quick and concise as possible. But again, this is actual workflow. This is like actually a job I'm doing for a customer, and I'm doing it the actual speed that um, I can do it at. I'm working as fast as I can, Captain. Um, and as much as I would love to like do these super glossy tutorials with like entrance music and animations and intros and all that, that'd be cool. Like, I mean, honestly, I would love to do that. And I have done a lot of training and stuff like that with, you know, people over the years. I just do not have time. I have a pile of jobs on my desk that got to get done. I'm very fortunate, you know, that we run a custom design shop here in Lethbridge, and we're lucky. I feel like I'm one of the luckiest goldsmiths anywhere ever, just because it's all our own customers. I don't have to do any wholesale work. You know, I'm working with, like, chatted with the guy and came up with this idea, you know, worked with him to come up with this idea, and we sketched it out together and chatted and BS'd, um, and then I get to build it for him. And that's, you know, not everybody gets that opportunity. Some people are doing wholesale work where you're playing a little bit of telephone, where somebody else talked to somebody else and they're trying to pass it on to you, um, which is tricky. And bless, you know, I know some people that do wholesale work that are super talented. Daniel Coffee, shout out to you, buddy. He's an amazing designer, um, that does wholesale work. Now he gets to work from home, which is a major bonus, but there's definitely some perks to being in total control of your work rather than having to play telephone. Okay, before we get now, this is the overall dimensions are correct, but let's throw some stones on there and see how we're doing for scale. Minimum, I want minimum. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Farting perfect. Two millstones. A little, I would like a little bigger. These will work. 2 mils kind of your for family stones. 2 mil it should be your minimum. Don't The thing with family stones is that as they get smaller, they lose all their. You just can't see the color. They don't stand out. There's no point. Um, those are three. Were those 3 point? No, those are threes. Okay. Those might, let's throw 2.5s. Let's do 2.5s for now. Oops. There we go. Okay, great. Proportions and scale are looking fantastic. Everything's looking good. Okay, we have one tricky element that we need to figure out, and that is transitioning these pieces into the rest of it. Okay, so let's hide this. Oh my God, who is phoning me? It is like, okay, no big deal. Just working late. Phone shouldn't be ringing. So, okay, so let's grab this. Let's extrude this surface. Let's get rid of this. And now now that this is extruded and it's a single surface, not a poly surface, we can now rebuild it. We can probably take these points down a fair bit without it messing up our up and down. And oh, let's try something else. Let's take this down a little bit. Let's try one more. Two? What happens there? Okay, cool. So let's do our, okay. Okay, my 3D print is done. I'm going to pause again here. Just a moment. All right, I'm back here. I have mentioned in my other videos, if you haven't noticed already, if you've been watching this whole time and going like, why is he not clicking on anything? Why are all these functions just happening? Um, it's because I'm using a gaming pad. I use the Logitech one, but there's a million other macro pads, gaming pads. Basically, it's a keypad that has all my functions built in. I'll show you what mine looks like here. And then I've got 2 rows of functions. It's the only way to go in my opinion. Like if you if there's like a design competition or some sort of system where it's like everybody gets the same computer and this, and if I had to use just like a factory keyboard, I'd be dead in the water. I'd be so slow just because, you know, I've got my muscle memory all built into this tool. And it does affect the way that you design for sure. When you have rotate and mirror and this is what is going on here. When you've got rotate and mirror and all these functions, oh, there we go. We got a straggler there. Um, you have all these functions. Literally, it's just one click, boom, it's done. Um, it really changes how you design things because all these builders and stuff are great. Like here's the thing. In theory, you could build this crazy complicated thing I'm doing, this crazy Celtic weave thing with profiles. Um, I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure somebody who is kind of like starting out and the way that they train you from the start is really, really leaning a lot on profiles. Um, that would probably be my worst nightmare. Profiles are great for some scenarios, but I don't know, I don't find them super cooperative. Um, they're good for some things, but the thing that they lack, in my opinion, is the control. I need when I'm designing, at least what I work on, I need things to be exactly where I need them to be. Um, there's and you might be able to get close with profiles, but if you get to the point where um, it's close but no cigar, then you kind of have to go in and manually rebuild it or manually modify it later anyways. And to me, if you just start, hmm, that's interesting. That one looks really close. That one looks less close, but that's okay. See, here's the crazy thing. You can grab this whole thing. You can grab this whole, I'm gonna drag this down a little bit. And I'm gonna, oops. Yeah, making it bigger is better. We want it, honestly, we want this as big as we can go because then when we 3D printed all these interlocking pieces, oh, I need to set a timer. Set timer for 10 minutes. You know, when we 3D print this decorative stuff, the bigger the better. The better it'll show up, the better it'll work. This is going to be a lot of like 90% of the work is going to be put into these parts here. And then it's going to get to a point where the rest is going to be a lot easier, at least hopefully, in theory. In theory. Um, what are we, 45 minutes in? If you're, this is just going to be a long form. There's no getting around it. There's no slow way to do this. Or sorry, there's no like super fast way to do this. If you're looking at this job and quoting, not quoting for some time, that will lose you money. This, you know, this is something that's decorative and it's got a lot going on. So yeah, this, you know, I would expect this, especially even if you know what you're doing. This is an hour plus job for sure, and you should quote accordingly. You know, you don't make very much money if you don't uh, judge your time properly. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that. See? Told you it's going to come together. That and that. Oops, nope, not that. That. Oh, I am just tickled pink with that. Now, over here, this will be a little interesting over here. Oh, I have a bad habit of just picking a color and just building everything on that color. I will do my best to sort of mix things up a little bit. Um, okay, let's blend this and this. Okay, let's join that. Let's rebuild. Okay. Sweep there to there. Nice. Nice. And let's, we're going to put a ball here. So let's take this. Let's drag this over here. Okay, we'll get this out of the way. Okay, so we'll blend this, and then we'll join these. Take the points way down. We don't even need this anymore. Once we have these surfaces, we're good. We can always pull curves from surfaces. So don't be super precious with your. Okay, so this is another way to use arc direction. Don't be super precious with saving your curves because once you've got a surface, you've got curves already. Okay, do I like that? Let's bring the other piece in. Yeah. By the time I finish it off, I'll tweak it. I'll tweak it. I'm pretty happy with what I got so far. So, can we cheat a little bit? Probably not. No, no. Let's. I like to just draw a curve, make 4 control points, grab the middle, and drag it up. I just find that I don't know. You can. Okay, we got a bunch of curves. We got rogue curves here. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's bring these back. So we want to blend. We want to blend here and here. Oi, oi, oi! Don't like that. Join, rebuild. Okay, this goes way too high. Let's split this over here. There we go. And then we can bring this down. As long as that matches perfectly, then none of it really, nothing else really matters. We can build off of that. See, as long as this is, look at this. Look at this thing of beauty. This noodle of extended noodle of beauty. Can you imagine trying to figure out like starting from here and drawing the path all in one shot? That would that would be some Rain Man type stuff, which I am clearly not. If you're watching this video, you've probably figured that out already. Just a regular, everyday, normal guy. Rebuild. Okay, we're gonna split this here. Are we joining what we got going on? Okay, these curves, we don't need these anymore. Let's join those. Are they gonna cooperate? Yes, they are. There we go. We can split that there. Oops, did I? Yes, I did. Okay, we don't want it that thin. Let's take this opportunity to extend that out. I want this past. I want this past where I want it. Okay, I'm also gonna take this. Let's curve. Let's reference point, to reference point. Copy, scale, yes, 3D. There we go. What's this called again? Orient 2 points. I don't know the names. I just use these dang things. So, all right, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join. Okay, I gotta check on something. Timer's going off. All right. Just had to throw my batch of 3D printing waxes on the heat plate to de-waxify the waxes. I promise we're getting there. We really are getting there. It is we're close-ish. Okay, let's grab all the curves. Let's sort of clean up our mess a little bit. Okay, let's delete all our curves. And let's hide this and let's see. Oops. Sorry, that's something different. Drop egg this. So we kind of do the same thing here. We can extrude down. I want this pendant to be like 2 millimeters thick maximum. Um, and so all this stuff that I'm doing underneath is extra long. I'm leaving it extra long so that I can trim it afterwards. This is kind of the most, yeah, this is looking cool. Like the ends, let's use gem guide. I like that. I like to manually place my gems, as you can guess, but this helps. Offset mode, quarter mil. Actually, what are we gonna shared claw these? Let's make it a little tighter. Uh, yeah, that's looking good. Under bezel, bezel, under bezel. Let's see how this looks. Let's make these extra long, chop them down later. Oops. Match attributes. Save those. Let's do this. Nice. That's looking cool. I might. We'll get a little bit later on in the process before I start changing my mind. These are open right now. I think based on how thick this is, let's measure this. Yeah, see, this is pretty thin for how big the customer wants it. I'm gonna actually do a version where the background is textured. All this open area here will be. I'll do one that's open and then I'll do one that's textured. And I honestly think the textured one will look a little better and it'll be a little bit more stable. But we're at the edge of how thin I want to make something at this stage right now. So let's bring our curves back. Let's just keep the ones we need. Don't need any of those other ones. So, this is interesting. Huh. My apologies. I'm going to go back a step. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to go back to these curves. I don't do this very often, but I'm going to try to do this whole thing with a surface. I'm going to try to get a surface from here up to here. And as long as, yeah, let's try to build this whole funky shape. So this is a weird kink. This is going to be a weird transition here that's going to be not super cooperative. I'm going to start, I'm going to see if we can tempt fate and get lucky. And oh, let's put this on. We want perp. We want our perp O snap on. Okay, let's see if we might get lucky. Let's try this to this. Ooh, nope, doesn't like that. Let's split this, okay? And then let's try this again. Not terrible. This, yeah, okay, it's a little messy, but you know what? That's not bad. Ah, that's it's a little goofed up. See if we can throw some, see if we can throw, no, I'm adding slashes here if you missed that part. I can't add a slash right at this very point, which is kind of where I want it. I'm just, is this gonna, I think I might get lucky here. That looks a little goofy, but I think it will work okay. I like the way it looks. Um, okay, so let's make this into two curves like this. And let's see. Here, sweep two. I don't hate that either. Just needs to be a little. Let's see if we can. Okay, cool. So let's rebuild this. Let's do 5. Now, here's the problem with rebuilding it. It's this junction here that's you're gonna break. So what we need to do here is, yeah, let's sweep from, oops, no, we don't want to use that curve. What we want to do is we want to use, oh, that's a split surface. That's no good. Okay, so we got a curve there. I'm going to change colors so we can see a little better. And then we'll sweep from that curve to that edge. Okay, let's join this. Okay, I did dupe edge and yeah, it's good. We got no weird breaks. So I'm happy with this so far. Kind of. So if I join this and I edit, if I do points on, no, it's a poly surface. Extract, enter. Let's rebuild this. I think I got a little greedy here. Let's do 6 and 6. Blobs, blobs are always tricky, which is what this is. Oh, we got a weird little kink here. There we go. There we go. Don't worry. I'm as lost as you are. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, nice. Yeah. Now, if I join these, yeah, there's a seam there. I knew there was going to be a seam there. So let's extract, oops, let's dupe these borders. Where did my curves go? That's okay. We just make new curves. New curves are easy. And then we'll join this. Dupe edge, and dupe edge is sort of the same thing as coming up here and going utilities, show edges. I've got dupe edge into my control pad, so it's just a little easier that way for me. Okay, so is this a poly surface? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm going to cage edit instead of control points. I want that to slip underneath. That's cool. That's all right. Oy. Okay, let's go back to my like original curves. I was so hung up on building that Celtic thing that I think I kind of forgot to save them, but that's okay. Okay, let's get those out of the way. Okay. We might have some problems up here, but we might get lucky like we did last time. This is kind of the, oh no, we don't want that. We don't want that lower. In a lot of ways, this shape, what we're doing here is the trickiest of the tricky. It's a really compound shape. Like let's say for instance, we wanted uh like something like this, like just a simple loop there. We'd be done in 2 seconds, but this is, we want curvature on the top and it kind of goes up and it kind of goes down and it's got a kink, and this is definitely really tricky to get this looking good, and there's a bunch of ways to try to do this. Okay, so you can kind of see here how I'm breaking this down. Oops, no. Okay, so let's try this. Let's join these two and let's sweep these. Nice. Beauty. Oh, error. Error, not enough Z. Not enough in the Z axis there. Let's try this again. It looked good from the top anyways. Beauty. Look at that. Oh man. Okay, that was easier than I was expecting. Oops. Now I'm going to sweep this. Okay, okay. What I'm going to do here is um, this is going to go underneath this. Did this still stay together? Duplicate? Yes. Okay. Even though I moved it here, it didn't bump it enough up there to mess up those, to give me a seam split there. Now, oh my goodness, if somebody was watching this and going like, this isn't even a hard one, you totally forgot the this function. I am always up for somebody watching this, and I would love to hear some input. And if you've got a different way of doing it that you think would be easier, please lay it on me. Um, I'm always I'm always open for new ideas for sure. Oh, okay, what's over here? Oh, right, this thing. This thing, this thing, this thing. Okay, I'm gonna try doing the same thing. Okay. Let's split this there. Let's get this figured out here first. So how did I do that one? I had oh, this is a little bit more. Okay, this is a little bit more complicated. Yeah, funky. Very funky shapes. Okay, let's get crazy with this. Let's see if we can do this in one shot. So I'm going to create one curve here, and then this is going to be what I'm going to sweep with, and let's see what it gives us. Point. Yeah, totally cool with that. Absolutely. And because this is over this, when we extrude it down, um, when we extrude it through, it'll look like it overlaps. Ooh, ooh, beauty. We are getting there. We are like super getting there. Hour and 13. You're hanging with me. Bless your heart. One piece, one piece. Okay, so let's grab all our curves. Delete them. Let's duplicate curves on this. Let's extrude them down. Let's join them. Let's get rid of the curves we just made. And let's cut it extra long. Cap them. Let's do our object checker. Let's see if... Oh, man. That's a thing of beauty. That is a thing of beauty. Okay. Let's do a quick... Oh, we are on the home stretch, folks. We are on the home stretch. Head builder. Nice. Okay. We have a couple little details left. Yes, barely. Okay, let's talk about our height a little bit here. So here's the key to making it look good. You want variance between your high and low, but not too much. I would say if we're looking here, like our highest place is kind of a mil, our lowest place is sort of there. So there's kind of a millimeters difference. But here's the nice thing about it. Let's hide our stones. Check this. Let's say you want a small amount of overlap, so that's very little difference. Let's say you want to have more overlap. You just scale that sucker, and then you just trim the bottom, and away it goes. So let's come here to our highest point. Let's offset this by 2 mil, and I like that. Let's Boolean difference this. I'm not going to Boolean union any of this until until I'm ready to print. Now, this is the one thing that I would like to fillet a lot of this out, at least the outer edge. I'm not so worried about the inner edge, but this outer edge. Okay, and here's how we can do it. So fillet is the devil, right? It's like one of our favorite tools and also our most uncooperative tools. So this corner here, no way that's going to survive. Um, and then this here, this is going to the inside. We don't need that. We're just going to make that 0. So let's just fill it that, and then that'll cooperate. And what it'll do is in the render, it'll just kind of make it look nice. This one we can get away with pretty easy. That's easy there. This one's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 0 there, 0 there, and then I'm going to add a handle here and here, and that's all we need. That's all we need for the render. I'm not going to get crazy with it. This is just to make the render look a little bit softer. Now, yes, you can use edge smoothing, but that's doing what this is doing. Um, Edge smoothing can give you all sorts of weird results. And again, it's one of those things where I'm just doing it manually, and I just feel like I've got a little bit more control. I'm going to do this inside edge a little bit. Okay, 0 here. Oops, no, 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 no. 0 and 0 here, and then add a handle here, here, enter. You're going to cooperate? Yes, you are. Here, here, 0 here, and that one's an end. Look at that. Yeah, that's great. It doesn't need much, but that's enough to make a difference. Oh, where am I? Where's my bottom? Okay, is this thing centered? No, not even close. Oops, let me. Okay, let's center this. We can fillet this, or we can draw a profile. The profile is going to be a little bit more poofy looking. I'd say this is a poofy project. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Let's see if we can cheat a little bit. Let's see if we can steal this. She lets. Always like my bales wider on the top so I can leave extra material on the top. And let's try blend. Let's try blend for fun. We're just having fun here. Nice. That's nice. Let's lock them. I don't use that enough. I don't use that enough. Let's join. I want to see that seam there, and definitely want a bit of a taper. Project to C-plane. Extrude. Save this. Boolean union that. Difference. Oh no. What do we got going on? Where's my non-manifold edges? Okay. Maybe it's the blend. I was tempting fate. Should have just done it the old-fashioned way. Okay, object checker. This one's going to make me work for it. Okay, so that's good. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's go like this. And then let's draw a line right up the middle here. Split. Join. Project to C-plane. How's this curve looking? Like crap. Maybe that was, what do we got here? Where's my project to C-plane? There we go. There. It's not going to go along, not going to go easy. Oh, perfect fillet. Let's soften these edges. Yeah. Extra nice. Oh, look at that. I'm very I I think I was putting this project off a little bit. It it was I won't call it a pain in the butt. It was as much work as I was expecting, basically, is what it was. Let's use extract face. And then let's take all the purple and let's Boolean difference, flatten them out. I'm not worried about chopping this up right now. We're just rendering this. We need to look good for the render, and that's it at this stage. And I would say this is looking good. This deserves the bust. Usually I'll render it flat, but if we're getting fancy, crack out the bust. Bust out the bust. Okay. I'm going to apply the gems now, or apply the materials now. Ungroup. What's on green? Where's my green? Nothing. Okay, so this is all yellow gold. Oops. Even those. These settings we'll probably do in white. And then we've got oh, that's a January. Okay, so this is a January. July. These are April. This is a May. Oh, here's a trick. That saved me so much time. Go in and your birthstones, name them 1 to 12, because then they'll stay at the top of your list rather than you searching searching in alphabetical order for them. So whenever you're needing a tanzanite or something like that, you're way down at the bottom of the list because obviously you're going to use your birthstones 10 times more than anything else. As far as colored stones go, at least I do. I think I got them all. Let's take a quick gander here. Yep. Nice. All right. So let's group this. Let's job bag it. Let's drag it up here. Actually, I think we're pretty good for size. This is kind of one yellow gold chain. Actually, you know what? Let's do a black. Let's do this black. Let's do a black leather Byzantine chain and just hope to heck that the customer doesn't say, "Oh my goodness, it looks so good on that chain. I want that's exactly what I want." And you're like, that's not a thing. Got to take that ground plane and woo, wing it way out. I may have materials applied. Let's find out. Okay, I don't like textured backgrounds, but when it's far enough away, it should be okay. I don't like that black for sure, so we're gonna make that gold. And then, I don't know, this is kind of like old-timey. Let's do a dark wood. Let's get a nice close-up picture first, slight angle. Oh, when if things get weird on you, just come here, restore viewport, and then it'll start cooperating again. We can when we're rendering something close up, we can get away with a darker background or a funkier background because the bust sort of acts as our, yeah, there we go. Is that garnet matte finish? Maybe that's just in the pre-render. What is going on? Okay, what is happening here? Let's ungroup that. Let's ungroup that. That was weird. Garnet? Okay. You're really hanging in for the long haul here. Yeah, that's looking better. Holy bananas. 1 hour, 30 minutes. I am so curious if anybody's going to watch this. If they do, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Um, Thanks for sticking around. And if you have any questions, always feel free. I'm an open book. And thank you. Later. Catch you on the next one.